All right. Look at the cap space that's available to the teams that either planned accordingly like the Patriots or the teams that just haven't been spending all that much and rolling it over like the Jaguars, the Jets, and the Colts. But of the teams that have the most to spend, what we're going to do now is say and predict which players general managers should be tampering with based upon this cap space. Let's start with the Jaguars. Coach Urban Meyer, GM Trent Baalke, $73.6 million in cap space. Who, Peter, should they already be discreetly on the phone with?
I'm going to be really boring right here, Mike. I'm going to say Jonnu Smith, the tight end from Tennessee, who I think is on the verge of exploding into one of the best tight ends in football. He already is very close to that. But I think he could be a top 5 tight end. And what you want to do with Trevor Lawrence is you want to say, we have a big target with excellent hands and a guy who can not only just troll the intermediate part of the field, he can also get downfield. I really like Jonnu Smith. I think he'd be a perfect guy for Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars.
You know, I'm fascinated by the extent to which Urban Meyer is going to try to round up some Ohio State guys. Michael Thomas not going anywhere in New Orleans. He's restructured his contract. It would have been too much to trade him anyway from a cap hit standpoint. I'm fascinated by the possibility that the Cowboys may part ways with Ezekiel Elliott. I think that's at least on the table now after the Dak contract. Could he make his way to Jacksonville? But for now, I'm going to say Joe Thuney. Get offensive linemen. Build some depth and some quality around your quarterback in order to keep your quarterback in one piece. But yeah, that's not all that sexy either. But you're getting the sexy pick with the first overall draft selection in Trevor Lawrence. All right, Joe Douglas of the Jets has $69.2 million in cap space. Who should he be on the phone with, Peter?
I want either Joe Thuney or I want Kevin Zeitler. I want, last year what Joe Douglas did is he scotch taped his offensive line, and it didn't work. And so now what I do if I'm Joe Douglas is I'm getting a guy for 3 or 4 years who I know I can plug and play with on a rebuilt offensive line, presumably with a new quarterback. I've already got Mekhi Becton at one of the tackles. I need to get 2 guys in free agency this year who can help me create a front that's going to basically allow a quarterback to succeed.
And Mekhi Becton did indeed work out well last year as a top 10 pick for the Jets. Douglas has been building from the inside out, which is smart. But one guy on the outside, and you've got the money to spend, and you have a new quarterback, presumably, if they go that route with the Zach Wilson. I like Juju Smith-Schuster as a guy that maybe they should be talking to and seeing if they can get at a reasonable contract. Not a huge contract, but a reasonable contract. They clearly need help at the receiver position in New York. The Patriots and Bill Belichick, $68.5 million in cap space, although somewhat less now that they've redone the deal with Cam Newton and are keeping him around. Who should Belichick be calling other than his own guys?
I would call Kenny Golladay. To me, if I am Bill Belichick, I look at an absolutely weak part of my team, and I say the best guy out there to be both a combination field stretcher, big-time producer at wide receiver is Kenny Golladay.
I'm going to say nobody, because that's the way the Patriots do things. You're not going to pay anyone big money. You're going to wait. And you're going to wait, and you're going to go out, and you're going to get volume. You're going to get quantity and hope that the quantity collectively becomes quality. So we've only seen it twice for the Patriots, and I really don't see Bill Belichick using a big chunk of that money on one guy. So there's no one to tamper with at this point. You just wait and see how the market plays out, and then you go get the guys who are left. Colts and GM Chris Ballard. He's going to have Carson Wentz. He's got $46.6 million in cap space. Who should he be calling, Peter?
That is the Colts are really interesting right now because I don't think they have a position on their team that is in huge trouble right now. I think the depth they've built up has been good, but if I'm them, the one position that I really think I could use a big-time addition is safety. And John Johnson with the Rams last year, look, when Brandon Staley left the Rams last year, one of the things he was a little bit in mourning about is not being able to work with John Johnson anymore. He had the green dot on his helmet. He was the leader in that defensive huddle, and he's only 25 years old. Pro Football Focus's 5th-rated safety in 2020. I think he would be great in Indianapolis at the back of that secondary.
I'd at least be trying to get Trent Williams to come play left tackle for me. With Anthony Costanzo retiring, there's talk about Quentin Nelson kicking out to left tackle. I wouldn't want to move him. I want to keep him where he is, Peter. And I would be trying to get Trent Williams, although, again, it looks like he's going to stay where he has been for the past year in San Francisco with the 49ers. Last one, Duke Tobin, the Bengals director of player personnel. They've got $42.9 million in cap space and a franchise quarterback. Where should they be going?
Mike, there's been a lot of talk that the Bengals, sitting at number 5 in the draft, are going to take a franchise left tackle. And I'm not saying that's impossible, but I believe they're going to go hard in free agency after at least one tackle. And the two best tackles now are Darrell Williams of Buffalo and Alejandro Villanueva of the Steelers. My strong suspicion is that one of those two guys will end up on the Bengals so that they can now say to Joe Burrow, listen, you're not going to get beat up the way you were last year.
Oh, and they'd be sticking to the Steelers if they get Villanueva, who became a star in Pittsburgh and by all appearances will be walking away as a free agent. They need help to keep Joe Burrow healthy after the devastating knee injury in 2020.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.